Welcome to Side Quests Only, where we explore only the finer things in life. Should jury nullification be globally accepted?
What the fuck is jury nullification?
Okay, so this is a common topic right now with the Luigi Mangione case.
Yeah.
There's a subset of people who kind of agree with what Luigi supposedly did.
I think he did it. It's like pretty irrefutable.
Yeah, the evidence seems to point to that he did it. We'll let a court of law decide that.
Motherfucker bought a McChicken before you did it.
I'm just saying. In lieu of insurmountable evidence pointing to what should be a very clear verdict, but the jury still has the choice to find him not guilty.
Ooh. Think about it this way. You're a mafia member in the 1970s or 80s, whatever, whenever John Gotti. And John Gotti, and he tried jury tampering. What if it's successful? He's off again. What about the murders?
What murders? In that case, I think John Gotti gets to the whole jury and gets nullified. Good for him.
Oh my God. Would you rather your nose honks every time you blink or your knees whistle every time you walk?
I mean, my knees already like crack every time I walk. So.
No, I'm talking about like the...
It's better than hearing them go... Wait,
honk.
You said every time
honk.
you blink? Yeah, so
Honk.
See how annoying that is?
Imagine if you're running. Could you imagine how annoying the Olympics would be? You would just hear a drove of...
Would your whistles sound different based on your country of origin? It's the next We Are the World. Stevie Wonder's back there. We are the ones to make a brighter day. What's your go-to lie when you're trying to get out of plans? And do you ever believe yourself?
I just say I can't make it.
That's lame. You don't ever lie to anyone to get out of plans?
No, because then I'm like, what if they ask me about it?
Mine's, I don't feel well.
Oh, you're one of those guys?
I mean, on any given day, there's something that I could be like, nah, stomach's feeling a little wonky.
My knees whistling.
Yeah, what's fucked up is like, there are times where like, maybe I exaggerated a little bit, where it's like, I've kind of got a headache, but I could still totally go to this thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, I'm really not feeling well. Sorry, I can't make it. And then my body's like, fuck you. Now you're really not going to feel well. And I'm like, damn it. I should have just gone and done the fun thing.
Are you like a hypochondriac or something?
No. Well, I was raised by a hypochondriac.
Oh, okay. So you're
and I have hypochondriac tendencies.
So you're like Gypsy Rose.
No.
Like Munchausen by proxy. You're a hypochondriac by proxy.
Yeah, because like there are times where I'm like, I feel a pain and I'm like, no, this is it. I've got cancer.
Like you're going to die?
Yeah. Or like, this is a heart attack. But no, I think it's just my body believing its own lies.
Would you rather switch bodies with a possum every time you're in a job interview or fight a horse-sized pigeon every time you open the door?
I'm turning into a possum. I'm not switching bodies with a possum.
You're turning into a possum. It's like you sit down and you're like, hey, what's up? Boom, you're a possum. Interview just started.
Does my body transform before their eyes?
Yes.
I feel like that's a selling point.
How?
Because they've got a goddamn magician. Once they hire me, how many more interviews am I going to be in? Unless I'm a team lead. And then I'm interviewing people. Now it's a fun office gimmick.
Until someone freaks out and punches the possum.
And he's going to turn into a possum. And that's how we vet who we want to work here.
So what is a good vetting process? If they react negatively to the possum?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if they embrace the possum and they're like, yeah, then they get the job. Or if my possum brain finds them like objectionable and then I bite them, they're out. What's your dumbest I think I'm dying moment that turned out to be absolutely nothing?
I farted once. I thought I legitimately was gonna die. Okay, I was like, everything in my body hurts.
Yeah.
In the morning. And I was like, it's only sore. I'll be fine.
Yeah,
At the end of my day, I was on the floor of my bathroom, like just sitting down like this. And I was like, I'm going to die. And then I like stood up, bent over just to pick something up, like pick up my phone or something. And then went,
yeah, that's wild. Was it one of those farts that like fucking hurts on the way out? Like it like tears up the asshole a little bit?
No. It was one of those things where it's like, when you let the gas out, your stomach feels a little worn because there's like nothing pressing up on it anymore.
It's a loose sack.
Yeah, you have a loose sack after a fart.
For me, it was when I first discovered that I had acid reflux. The first time it ever happened, I used to work the Sunday shift at work, and I was the only person on my floor at work.
You're in the middle of an office dying.
No, literally, I'm on a complete like fourth floor of a office building, sea of desks, all empty. Just me there on a Sunday. I worked in a call center at that time.
You're like,
and
help.
there was only one person on staff on Sunday, and it was me. And I'm just like scrolling through my phone or around doing something. And then all of a sudden, like my heart starts racing, like my blood pressure shoots up, and I get an instant headache. And I like check my Fitbit at the time. My heart rate's like 150 or something.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what the I'm literally just sitting here. Like, what is happening? So I was like, I don't want to die alone, on this office floor. I walk myself to the elevator, take it down, go to the security desk, and the security officer, his name is Roger, and he still works for the company, and he's awesome. But he was like, are you okay? And I was like, no, I don't think so. And he's like, you want me to call the ambulance? And I was like, that's expensive. No. So instead, but he was like, legitimately, I've never seen him concerned like he was then. He was like, you look bad. He just like sits there staring at me wide-eyed, and then my heart rate calmed down a little bit, but it was still pretty high. And so I drove myself to the hospital, went to the ER. They ran a ton of tests on me, and they were like, everything looks fine. They put me on acid reflux medication. All problems solved. Well, what's messed up is on Saturday evening after 5 p.m. until the next morning, there was another guy. He worked by himself Saturdays overnight.
Yeah.
And he did have a heart attack at the office.
Jesus.
But didn't know until after the fact. He worked until I got there on Sunday morning and took over the shift. And then he's like, I'm going to drive myself to the hospital. And then they did an EKG on him, and they were like, you had a heart attack. He just fucking kept on going.
I'm fucking working.
If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends assume you did?
Playing too much. Well, no. That's the question. What would you think I'd be arrested for?
Hate crimes.
What the fuck? What? I know what you would be arrested for. You would get road rage so bad, you would intentionally swerve your car into the tail end of another car.
Oh, no. I see. My answer for myself was vehicular homicide.
Oh, okay.
Or road rage
Not even
induced
manslaughter, just homicide. Just you would kill. Yeah. You would do that in a grocery store with a shopping cart because someone cut you off at the cheese.
Yeah. So there was once, let me tell you this story. There was once a woman in the grocery store. I'm going up to get something out of the cooler. I think I was getting milk. This woman cuts me off. So she grabs something first, even though I was there first. And then as she passes by me, as she's leaving, she's like, you should watch where you're going and, not cut people off when they're trying to get to something. And I was so caught off guard by it that I couldn't even react. But then I was inflamed. I basically followed this woman around the grocery store. Also, she was going down the same aisles I was going down. So I had reasons to be in these aisles other than following her.
You're harassing this woman.
But I'm also low key tailing this woman. At some point, she is going down the aisle and then decides to U-turn in the middle of the aisle. And as she U-turns, she comes and literally hits my cart with her cart. And I locked eyes with this woman and stared into her soul. And I said, you should watch where you're going and not cut people off in the grocery store.
You're a serial
killer. And I've never seen fear in another person's eyes like that. And then I left with the greatest sense of satisfaction I think I've ever experienced in my life outside of having a child.
That sounds like a serial killer. You shouldn't hit people with your grocery cart.
Yeah.
It would be a shame if something happened to your milk.
What's a sound that instantly triggers childhood trauma in the most hilarious way?
Loud lunchrooms.
If life had loading screens, what random facts would pop up while you wait?
At David's peak, he has once eaten 3 pizzas in one sitting. That's one of them.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Were they Little Caesars?
Papa John's, baby.
Damn. That's
peak fatness. You think I'm fat now? Peak fatness.
See, I wasn't even thinking about facts about myself. I was thinking about, did you know that a group of pugs is called a grumble?
Did you know that old Englishmen would go to Egypt and eat mummies?
Did you know that in the early 2000s, there was a man who had a jar and a dream?
Stop.
And that's it for today's episode.
Oh my God.
We'll see you all next time. Like and subscribe. Okay, bye.